Hello, and welcome to the PlayStation Station. I'm Ashley Sexton, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed Origins. Guys, this is my full review. This was actually the very first game that I started doing my unscripted impressions on, which was after about 5 to 10 hours of playing the game. I can't actually remember how many it was at the time I made the video. I told you what I thought initially at the beginning, and now that I've completed it and also got the platinum trophy, this is my full impression, full review of the game. So make sure you check out that video as well if you're interested. That would be super awesome. But guys, let's jump into the video. I have probably played this game now, I'm guessing close on about 50 hours, but of course bear in mind that was for me to actually achieve the platinum trophy. The game itself probably was about 30 to 35 hours to actually complete the main story and side missions, even though I did the main story right at the end after I'd done all of the legwork in order to achieve the platinum trophy. But I definitely think that added about 15 odd hours onto my playtime trying to get that and trying to get everything in order for that, which actually I ended up wasting a lot of time on, but we'll get into that now. A lot of the time and a lot of the objectives that you can do in this game, totally optional or not, are actually completing locations. Obviously, you need to find the location, the majority of which come up on your map on a little like question mark, white question mark on your map, and then you can go ahead and find them there. At the time when I did my impressions, I loved this. I thought it was so much fun. I have to admit, over the course of literally slaving away, scouring the map and trying to find every single little one, I can't say I love them as much now, but they're definitely not bad, and some of them are quite enjoyable. I mean, there's a wide variety of different types of locations, such as like animal dens where you'll be fighting hyena, vultures, lions, hippos, crocodiles. I think even leopard. I think leopard is part of it. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, it is. Those are some of the locations. Then you've got like treasures, which will either just be a treasure somewhere maybe underwater or somewhere hidden in a building, or a treasure guarded in a camp, and that's like your standard like type of like bandit camp type of clearing out the enemy, clearing out the captain or commander as well. There might be both. Those generally quite fun, though there's mass amounts of them ranked in stars, 1 to 3 in difficulty. Tons and tons and tons of those. We've also got, what are some of the other locations? There's stone circles, which is pretty much just like lining up an image with stars. That was pretty straightforward, as it seems, though the more you do, the easier it gets because there's less stars to match it up with. And then places of wisdom, those are just places you had to go sit down somewhere and you would earn an ability point. So that's generally, I think that's all of it. Oh, of course, you got the war elephants as well. They were bloody wicked. I really enjoyed those. They were pretty cool, just massive elephants. You had to fight war elephants. And of course the tombs as well, where you have to obviously go searching through the tomb. Your hidden object is an ancient tablet. This also gives you an ability point. They were quite different because some of them were hard and some of them were just an absolute walk in the park. So when I say hard as well, it wasn't like a puzzle game or anything. It was like pretty straightforward, but some of them I left a little bit perplexed on throughout them. That's actually going to be in the video. The gameplay will be a tomb at the end, and the war elephant as well you should be seeing right about now, or at least coming up. I really enjoyed that. Additionally, there's like 2 different types of arenas in this game. Gladiators, which was pretty fun. Part of it is actually part of the story, which is pretty cool. I like that touch a lot. And then the hippodrome, which is like racing a chariot, and that was pretty nice addition as well. I must say, I didn't love the chariot racing, but it was all right. And it certainly wasn't a bad feature to have in there. All in all, I thought that was relatively pretty cool. But the gladiator, I think there's two different like Colosseum type arena places. And then I think there's only one hippodrome, which is where you race the chariots. But yeah, that's like all of the different locations as far as I'm aware. Obviously, guys, as I say, this is just me trying to remember it. So I hope that's everything. All in all, that's what I can remember of the location. But yeah, that's pretty cool. But the combat itself, I do think there's like times throughout the game where you pretty much feel untouchable. Like, you do acquire a load of skills. Your bow gets massively strong. You get tools such as fire bombs and overpower attacks, which is obviously you're like special, and you'll see that a few times throughout the video, and that depends on the weapon you've got, the different type of overpower attack it will be. I mean, even later on in the game, you end up getting weapons that as you do damage, it recovers you HP and health. So I mean, you do get massively strong. You're obviously got your assassin blade as well, so you can just stealth your way through. But it definitely, at times, you do feel like a beast. So you can't really go wrong with that. I quite enjoyed it. It's not the most, I didn't find it the most challenging game ever, but I did, I enjoyed the fighting. There's lots of fighting to be had, so you've got to enjoy it one way or another. But I have to say, the one thing that I've mentioned, all those locations earlier, the one thing that really made this game so enjoyable and what kept me coming back and kept those from tiring me out and boring me was actually the map itself. Egypt is awesome. Like the desert, the mountains, the city of Alexandria, the swamps along the east coast, like it's bloody awesome. And I mean, I've only heard how incredibly beautiful Odyssey is. Can't wait I've already actually bought that. Cannot wait to play Odyssey, if it's going to be even more beautiful map and more sensational as you're going around. All in all, the scenery gave you some pretty mad moments. I'm not gonna lie, I loved it. I thought Egypt was one of my preferred things. Just the setting of the game, really dope. So yeah, that leads me into like what type of missions there were throughout the game. There's obviously the side missions like you would get in a game, and the main missions. Side missions themselves, these were pretty fun. At some points, yeah, there was some that's got repetitive, whether you had to free someone from a prison, someone was locked up and you had to get them out, or you're just, you're standard following someone, escorting them to safety. At times, obviously, these things can get repetitive, but then there was tons of great content within these side missions. Literally, I'm trying to think of one. I remember there was this like big brute that was like so demoralized, and it was like a little boxing ring, and you have to like box some people up. It's pretty good fun. What are some better ones? Like there was this mad crocodile. You had to go rescue a crocodile from the Romans and then escort this huge ass crocodile. I thought that was pretty cool. There's lots of moments in this game from the side missions that are fun. Different little quirky moments, missions that maybe they're not too hard, but there was a lot of banter in them. Actually, yeah, the investigation missions as part of the side mission quest, they were awesome. Often they would end in your character getting involved in a fight. He would find out someone's been poisoning someone, or someone's been killing people for fun, and you end up fighting the guy, finding the guy through your investigation. And I know that's always in an AC game. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed the side mission. I thought they were good fun. At the same time, whilst you do all of that, for completing that, you obviously gain experience and occasionally some good loot. So all goes into becoming the type of beast that you actually do become in the game. Which leads me into what the game's all about. Obviously, guys, I don't want to give any spoilers or whatever. Maybe some of you already played it and that's why you're watching the video, but the story's actually pretty good. It's not the best game in the world in terms of the story, but at times there's some pretty decent voice acting, and I actually like the guy you are, which is Bayek. He's a Magi, which as far as I'm aware is some type of like knight that is devoted to just protecting Egypt from all bad, along with the mother of his child, Aya, who is pretty savage character. She's pretty cool actually. In some way, apparently she links to another Assassin's Creed game, but I don't actually know the logistics behind that. But either way, a friend of mine mentioned that he's massively into his Assassin's Creed. But yeah, these guys, they're thrown on a path of vengeance and revenge, and it takes them pretty much right to the hierarchy, the top of Egypt. And there's some very sus people and some very dodgy things. It even gets involved if Mark Antony, of course, the Caesar of Rome at the time. I really like the story. I'm a big sucker for history, so I thought that was pretty cool in itself. So yeah, story was a pretty good story. I loved it. I thought it was great. Not the best story, as I say, in the world, not the most gripping, but it had moments, and there was some depth behind it, and I really enjoyed that. So I mean, there was times where I smiled, where I was unhappy, I was frustrated, and all of that, to me, when it's moving my emotions around, I see that as actually a success. So yeah, I guess, guys, it's time to get to my verdict on this game. I would just like to say, if you have enjoyed this video, guys, please give me a like. It would really mean a lot to me. I'm really trying to improve my content, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, hit the like button. Of course, subscribe and give me a big ding ding on that notification bell to make sure you don't miss a video as soon as I drop one. We are on the road to hopefully 100 subs. Maybe I've been doing this channel a year now. Hopefully we get more subscribers this year than I did last. So yeah, guys, really appreciate you guys sticking around. I really love you. But guys, my verdict is, I think this is a great game. I think a lot of people should have it in their backlog. It's not something you want to play all the time, but it's something to put on every now and then, have some fun, enjoy some combat, enjoy some Assassin's Creed stealth. I'm sure the others that they've released since then are great, and maybe you'd want to start here, or maybe just jump straight in there. But all in all, I think it's a pretty decent game, and sometimes you can pick it up around £10, and that is sensational. I'm giving it an 8.2. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I love you guys. Until the next one. Peace out.